Hi, my name is Marcel Agueros. I'm an assistant professor of astronomy at Columbia University, and I'm also one of Jack Agueros' 3 children. Growing up, I knew my dad as the director of El Museo del Barrio. I didn't think of him really as a writer, but I also knew that he was someone who had a tremendous amount of imagination, and that was manifested as a child by his storytelling. He told us lots of stories, including one of my favorites, which was about a superhero named Rollerbrains who roller skated everywhere and whose enemy was Tickle McFickle, who would throw pasta into Rollerbrains' wheels to prevent him from catching him. And he told us this kind of long story in many episodes every day as he walked us to school, and none of that was ever written down, much to my regret. And it was only much later that I realized that he wrote poems, he wrote plays, he wrote short stories, and of those, I'm particularly excited about seeing the plays come back because for the most part, those have sort of been forgotten. They were performed, many of them maybe 20 years ago, but they've never been published, and at some level they feel like the most evanescent part of his work. I'd like to read one of my dad's psalms for you. Psalm for Equations. I am sleeping in Detroit, Lord, and I am afraid of this American town. The Algiers Motel is here, and I am afraid the dead will ask, what went wrong? What human deed gave such offense? Or terrified them into a responsive fire? Lord, you need a new angel of explanations and a new angel of equations, because the dead blacks far outnumber the credible police. Just read those last lines again. Because the dead blacks far outnumber the credible police. This poem wasn't written recently. This poem was written probably around 1968 or 1969. And I think it says something about why my dad's work is relevant and interesting today. Because we have a tendency to forget the past. We certainly have a tendency to repeat it. And I think it's through reading his works, through being exposed to it at some level, that we can capture certainly some of our own history and hopefully learn from that history in maybe a way that sadly we don't always seem to learn. I hope you'll come and see 3 by Jack at the Medicine Show Theater. It's bound to be terrific. The actors are terrific, and I think you'll enjoy your evening. So I hope to see you there.